and gentlemen. Kalyavinal ka sadde uth jaye. This can be roughly translated as, we come into this world. When we're sent here, O Nanak, we return when recalled by Almighty. And that's exactly what happened with Babaji. He breathed his last when it was time, and there was nothing that his loved ones or medical experts equipped with the best of scientific knowledge could do to prolong his stay. Although there is an element of shock and extreme sadness involved in the sad occurrence of fate, but grief is assuaged by the fact that he passed away peacefully without any discomfort. He didn't give up living until his last day. Just 2 days before he passed away, he was in the yard, raking the grass, overriding any physical weaknesses that he might have been experiencing. Actually, I don't have a memory of him ever sitting idle. Even during the 2 last years when he was not at his physical best, he would always find something to do around the house. If there was anything that he left for his children to follow up on, it was his determination to live, and to live well, taking all the expected and unexpected events of life in stride. When I heard the news of his death this past Sunday, I said my prayers and carried on with the day's errands as normal. Pavan suggested that I take some time off if I needed to, but I told him that I didn't. The reason I didn't need any time off is not because I wasn't grieving, but because my grandfather would not have wanted me to stop working. He spent all his time with us, teaching us to be strong, to be able to transcend life's ups and downs. He used to say that death is as much a part of life as birth is. So why should there be shock when it comes along? So in the spirit that he would have wanted me to, or wanted us to, I celebrate the fulfilling life he lived. He died a happy man, surrounded by his family and those who cared about him. It would be untrue if I were to say that I'm not sad that he's gone, but I'm happy that he didn't have to suffer at all. All of us desire for the kind of exit that he got. Some say that such luck is only bestowed on those who accrue goodwill by positively contributing to the life of others around them. Perhaps that was true for Babaji as well. From as much as I can remember of him from my childhood days, he consistently tried to better every life that he touched by convincing that person to get educated. He supported his family, his siblings, his children, his grandchildren, and other relatives as well to get the best education they could. During my childhood, I remember he used to make me read his newspapers aloud to him. My voice had to vary like how the voice of newsreaders on TV did. He would be upset with me if I didn't pause long enough after a period or a comma. It used to be a problem if my voice didn't rise high enough at the end of a sentence with an exclamation mark. I used to be very angry with him then, but today I stand before you comfortably addressing you in the language that he taught me. If anyone applauds my linguistic skills even to this day, my heart swells with pride for my grandfather. Growing up in a humble background, he was truly a self-taught man, and he passed on that knowledge to anyone he could. I remember he used to make me circle words in the newspaper that I read to him that he didn't understand, and look those words up in the dictionary so that both of us could memorize them. And later on he used to test me on them as well. This was when he was well into his 60s and 70s. His learning curve never turned flat, not even in his 80s, until the day that death took him. He was the first one to get up in the morning to read the newspaper in the house every morning. He kept himself updated with the happenings around the world. He watched news on the TV regularly. He listened to the radio. He read books. His capacity and passion for knowledge never ceased to amaze me or the rest of our family. And that is definitely something me and everyone else in our family would try to replicate in our lives. I thank you all for being here today to share this moment of grief with us. Without your commendable support, we wouldn't be able to get through this transition any easier. Although Babaji would always be a part of our minds and souls, I take this moment to bid him farewell with your prayers. He has been an inspiration for us when he was alive, and he will continue to be an inspiration for us for as long as we live. This is something I wrote yesterday, but today as I walked in, the first thing I noticed about him was his hands. the reason I remember that is because when I was little and he used to take me to school, I used to hold his finger and walk with him to school. And that is the closest, the deepest memory, the fondest memory I would say I have of him. After school I used to wait for him to come pick me up. And every time I saw his face, my eyes would light up. I would, yeah, that's... Anyway, thank you for being here today, and Sat Sri Akal ji.